Hi everybody, I'm Lauren Van Duzer from Happy Hounds and Beyond, and we're going to go over barking today, how to teach your dog not to bark. So we've got three main things that we work on, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do those today. So the first thing is going to be teaching your dog a solid sit-stay. And if you haven't done that yet, then look at our video library on specific steps for that. But I'm going to show you how to use that sit-stay to your advantage today, and we're also going to teach the dog to hush. So that's the first step. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got Georgia here that we are practicing with, so we're going to go ahead and end her play session and move into a training session. Drop it. Drop it. Good girl. All right, I'm going to keep that toy. Good girl. All right, and she knows instead of the word stay, she knows the word wait, so that's what we'll be practicing with today. Georgia, wait. Good girl. Good girl. Wait. Oops. Sit. Wait. Wait. Good girl. So now we're going to be working up to going around the corner. So that's what I'm working on right now. Walking towards the doorway to get away. Wait. Good girl, wait. Good girl. Yes. Got my reinforcements over here. Georgia, wait. Georgia, wait. Good, wait. Georgia, sit. Wait. Good girl. So now the idea is to work up to being able to go out of her sight. So right now she's still working on us being able to open that gate without her getting up. And then of course you heard the dog bark in the background. So those are added distractions that make things a little bit harder for them. So that's a more advanced level is really what I'm leaning into. So obviously she's a puppy, so we need to start with small steps. So that's the first main step on teaching your dog not to bark is getting them to do a sit-stay in one particular spot while you're able to go around the corner and disappear. So I'm going to see if I can get her to position over here. That way I can go around just this corner. Hey, come here. Come here. Good girl. Sit. Good, sit. Yes. Georgia, wait. Good girl. Georgia. Hey, itchy. Sit. Oh, come here. Come here. Yeah, sit. Wait. Good. This sit-stay is to set the dog up to succeed. So we're showing them that it's okay for us to disappear. It doesn't mean that life ends, and it doesn't mean that we're not coming back. So setting the dog up to succeed is always the best idea. So teaching them to do a sit-stay and us disappearing and then coming back is the most important part of that, us coming back. So we increase the amount of time variably until the dog no longer super relies on us coming back at a specific time. So remember to go to our video library to hear more about that. And then let's move into the hush cue for just a second. So we also have that in our video library, but we can use that cue in the future whenever she is barking. So let's say that we are walking around in step 2 and we're trying to cook dinner and the dog can't be under our feet. So we've got her in a different room or we've got her crated. So she does the barking, we can say the word hush, and then we can just reward her. So watch our video on how to teach hush and use these skills to your advantage. Let's move on to the next step. Step 2 is walking away and ignoring the dog whenever they are barking. So we talked about being able to exit the room with them being calm. So the next step is while you are out of the room and walking around doing what you need to do, then if you hear her barking, then you ignore her first, and then you reward her when she is quiet. And obviously we're not waiting for 1 millisecond of her being quiet. We're gonna wait for an extended period of quietness. In the very beginning, we're gonna reward quickly. If she is not used to being left alone, then we're gonna be rewarding within a couple of seconds. And then we'll start to increase that amount of time. And as we're moving around and as we're not in the room, we'll start rewarding her periodically. Of course, you want to be doing this in a puppy-proof room or puppy-proofed area. So this can also be something that you do while they're in their crate. But we have this room mostly puppy-proofed, so we're going to be doing it just in this room. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the room, and as she is quiet, she'll get rewarded. And if she does any barking, you will see what we do. All right, we're getting started. Bye, Georgia. Two repetitions of that. So you can use food and you can also use attention and play as the reward. It's going to depend on what your dog prefers as far as which reward you're giving. So clearly you hear the other dog in the other room. He needs practice with this too. But every dog is going to want something different at a different time, and you need to just make sure you adjust what your rewards are based on what your dog wants at the time. So not every dog wants a high value food reward every time, so some other things can trump that. So instead of a high value food reward, I saw that she wasn't that interested in the food the first time, so I knew she would like to have interactions. So that's why I came in and playing with her as her reward. So that is it for step 2. Step 3 is going to be timeout. So timeouts are very critical on how you do them. It has to be done very precisely. So if you wait too many seconds and they've already stopped the bad behavior, or you haven't marked that bad behavior, then it's too late to do a timeout. So the effective timing of the timeout, what you want to do is mark it with a word, and then you're immediately, as soon as you're marking it with the word, you're moving your body to take action. So that's going to be oops, to mark you did it wrong. The word timeout, which means you blew it, basically. You can use the phrase you blew it if you prefer. Whatever you do use, make sure you're consistent. And we say those 2 words as we're moving towards the dog to put them in timeout. So what we're going to do is put her in that room and close the door when she does the barking. So I'm going to walk around the corner because I know that's when she's going to start barking. And you guys get to keep watching her, and I'll come back as soon as it's time. So she's not doing it. Yay! We've been working on this for about a week, so she's gotten a lot better at it. So what I'm going to just tell you as I would do, and then I'll show you, even though she's not doing the extreme barking that we're talking about. So what we use this timeout for is a last resort. We don't want to go to it first. We're going to only use it when the dog is being excessive. So if we hear the dog doing the screeching and the extended period of basically nuisance barking, it's like a little temper tantrum. So I would say you can do a timeout if it lasts longer than 20 to 30 seconds. And then also if it's extremely loud and obnoxious. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate it for you. So clearly she's not doing it. I'm going to disappear, and the next time she makes any noise, then I'll come and demonstrate it. However, I only recommend using it as a last resort. So we're going to try it one more time. Bye, Georgia. Oops. Time out. Time out. So once we have gotten her into her timeout, we are going to wait for quiet. So of course we talked about being in a puppy-proof room. We can hear her back there. So we're just going to wait for several seconds to a minute of quiet, depending on how advanced your dog is. Clearly she's a puppy, so we're not going to wait for very long. I'm going to say somewhere around the 10-second mark. So once she stops making noise, then I'll go in and release her and give her attention. That'll be her reward. So I've counted to about 5 each time before she starts barking again, so I'm still just waiting for her complete quiet. Good girl. All done. All done, Georgia. Good girl. We're all done. Yes. Good job. Good job. That was it. Yes, ma'am. Let's go over the 3 steps again. Step 1 is teaching a sit stay and teaching the word hush. Step 2 is ignoring the barking and rewarding for quiet. And step 3 is using timeouts and marking the bad behavior with a specific cue. So there you have it. Those are the best steps for reducing and eliminating barking. I'm glad you guys joined us today. We'll see you next time.